Good evening, folks. This is not a weekend. This is a Tuesday evening, August 19th, I believe. Wow, almost through August already. We've been under a fire ban, not allowed in the woods, walking, hiking, ATVing, side by side, fishing, doesn't matter. Been crazy heat here all summer. Crazy dry, extremely little rain, and a bunch of pretty big fires. So because of that, I have no ride content for this weekend, but I thought it'd be a good time to do a walk around and give you guys a little tour of what's changed and my thoughts on it all. This is not exactly an upgrade to my side-by-side so much as it is the trailer that I use to tow it. I've installed 4 pieces of E-track, 2 on each side, and I have these E-track mounted tire harnesses, wraps, whatever you want to call them. Basically it goes around the tire, and you have your E-track and your ratchet strap on this side, and just a short piece of strap and a E-track connector on that side. They hold snug, they work nice, they mount or attach your side-by-side or ATV, depending on what you got, with the tires, which is cool, and they don't come loose type thing, or shouldn't come loose, but they are a bit of a pain in the ass. I've only used them the last few weeks. Dry weather, no real mud and stuff like that, and you know, they're okay. I expect now that it falls here through the winter and then into the spring, these will become a bigger pain in the ass and might get replaced, so we'll see. Oh, here we go, up aboard. So while I'm in here, one of the first things I will mention, not an upgrade so much as I've just started using the 11-inch iPad Pro cellular model. I have any cellular model of iPad will work. iPad mini, iPad Pros, iPad Airs, whatever. Has to be cellular for the Apple iPads, otherwise they don't have a GPS chip in them. If you have one without a GPS chip and you are using it and you are getting offline navigation sort of thing, it's tethered to your phone somehow. I guarantee it. I've done a lot of research into them. That's how they work. I use an app called GAIA. As you can see, this one is looking pretty busy right now. I have a ton of waypoints that I've added over the years of riding, and you only see a couple of tracks here right now, but I have hundreds, literally hundreds of tracks that I do all the ride planning for our group. I can turn all these on and off at will. I'm going to go do a short video on GAIA app and how I use it and sort of tips and tricks at some point. But anyway, I have that. What I do have that's new, it's actually behind this. This is in the media mount, or whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure if this will pick it up or not. I'm going to see if I can get there we go. In here you can see the little blue lights. Typically the CanAm machines, Maverick Sport machines, I think even the actual Maverick X3 possibly, just come with a 12-volt power outlet. I've added a dual USB plug in there, or outlet, just because I had the cigarette lighter plug-in type ones, and I find they always end up coming loose at some point, and then it's, you know, losing power to your device. And we run all day, and the iPads generally won't run all day with the GPS running full time on a single charge. So you either need a battery backup, like a battery pack or something like that, or I literally plug mine into USB port there and it gets powered all day while it's running, so I have no worries about that. This little mount right here is where you typically find the camera that I'm using right now, my DJI Action Osmo 5 Pro action camera, that's pointing out the window of this thing. So when you see most of the shots out the window with the front of my machine, it's coming from this camera mounted right there. just for fun, I like to pedal around like lots of people. I have added my 5-speed shift knob, just a little one I got off Amazon. Doesn't do anything other than it's fun, I guess. It is a nice shift knob actually. It's better than the stock one, and I thought if I'm going to put one there I might as well make it a 5-speed machine. Inside, anything else inside? Nothing really. I had the little stereo last time I did an update. I haven't used that. I never used that just because it's copyright strikes on your videos from YouTube, which is a pain, but it is what it is. The piece you're seeing up here is just the vents for the roof vent, the CanAm roof vent. I had that before. I don't think I had this installed before, this little light for the cabin. Just wired down to the battery through a fuse. It switches built into it, which is kind of neat, and it's pretty slimline, so it fits there good. One thing I do have, I'll just turn the key ahead here and give it a second to fire up. This is new. This is an AUTO-VOX wireless camera system. You can see up here there's 1, 2 little antennas. This thing is about the same size screen wise as the OEM mirror that came in this thing. There is a button on the back that I can push. Oops, that's for my settings and stuff. I'll let that go away there. Hello, okay, here we go. On the back here I can push this other button. It toggles between, that was the rear camera and that's the front camera. This is both the rear camera on the left, front camera on the right, and back to the rear camera. It works well. The quality of video of the screen could be a little better. The quality of video from the cameras is great. The screen is could be a little bit brighter, like in real bright sunny days. Then it gets a little bit dull. I don't really use it a lot. It's just nice to have a quick glance, see if anyone's behind me. If we're doing some rock crawling stuff, I just switch over to the front camera only so I can see what's right in front of my machine, because as you can see, there's not a lot you can see at the front of these. You know, pretty big blind spots. These little hand up there, these are just ones off Amazon for Jeeps. I had a set with plastic buckles on them. They broke, or one of them broke, so I got the second set with the metal. I would suggest if you're going to do that, go with the metal. It won't break. These vent or wind deflectors are CanAms. See if I can see what they look like from up here. Then you can adjust those different angles so that they throw the air right across the window, sort of towards you. They work surprisingly well, much better than I expected actually. Also up here I have a set of mirrors. I have upper doors that I run in the winter time. They're off now for the summer, but they will go on again soon. It's a real pain trying to get mirrors that you can attach that don't interfere with the doors. These actually have, I don't know if you can see it here or not, but these actually have clamps that are meant to go around that tapered and formed roll cage on the Maverick Sport. These mirrors are kind of big, but they work really well. I'm sort of liking them. The mount is okay, it's metal, but this part up here is plastic, and I've had to put a couple different screws in that already, just because they get beaten through the bush a lot. You know, we don't beat our machines up intentionally, but we do ride them through everything, a lot of tight trails sometimes, so we get into some bushes whacking these things, and anyway, they get knocked off there and get loose. I think in my last video I actually had to stop and retighten one. This one here actually. So this one on the passenger side, the wiper up here, and the wiper motor in there are new since the last time I did an update on this thing. I had one that just did 90 degree, and sadly every time the wiper would come down, it would come down in the middle of the screen right here, right in front of my camera, which got to be kind of annoying. So that wiper motor is not used. It was new, bought from Amazon. It's the one to replace a replacement for the 2007, I think it is, Ford Escape. That's the one that everyone talks about. You know, you can get a used one at a junkyard somewhere. So I went with a new one. The only thing was, it had a weird shaft on it, like a metal piece on top with knurling on it, and I couldn't find the standard cheapy wiper blades off Amazon to fit it, so I actually had to get one that's specifically made for that. You can't really see it there, but it is a different mount on the end of it, and it's a nicer quality for sure than the cheap ones you get off Amazon, but you know, it works well. And up here you can see I have my windshield washer bottle up underneath here, but the hose from it runs up underneath, up inside the windshield, across, and comes down, and then the washer is actually, or nozzle sprayer is actually on the arm of the wiper, so it sprays the water right on the windshield type thing, which is kind of cool. What else do we have in here? I am looking for, this is my, I call it trucker light. So my big light bar up top has these lights on, and when the switch is in position 1, and I had this before, but I'm just going to run through it again. And then when you turn it on, you get this, can't really see how bright it is today, but it is blindingly bright, like super bright at night. I don't like turning it on a lot of times when I'm behind anyone, because it blinds them, I'm sure. What I've added light-wise up front, while I'm still up here, is this set of 4-inch ox beam lights. They are a flood pattern, as you can see. A quick little clip, and these come off. I'll leave them on for protection, but during the night I will run them with without the yellow lens covers on them. They also have 1, 2, 3, and 4 perimeter lights that you can wire up as white or amber, but when I do wire them up, I'm going to wire them up as amber, and I'm going to connect them to my signal lights that I'm going to be installing soon. The thing with these lights is it's a pain in the butt trying to mount lights on these fangs or front bumper on the Maverick Sports. So I designed and made my own bar mount, or light bar mount, with a couple of standard whip light type mounts or light mounts that you would get. I designed and made this piece. I had a friend of mine weld that, but it sort of fits the shape there. It's actually a piece of aluminum, has some spray on bed liner from a rattle can on it, and I like it. Keeps the lights up high enough that I can see them, and I know that's exactly the front of my bike, and I like the look of them there. So one of the downsides to the big light up top up here is it casts a big shadow because of the front of the bike from probably here to maybe 15-20 feet out. So when you're riding at night in technical terrain, it's kind of hard to see where you're going, because the stock lights, even though I have LED bulbs in them, are garbage. So these two lights here, being floodlights and being sort of angled down a little bit, we have a couple of Harleys going by. Yeah, these two lights here being angled down a bit and being floodlights, well, fell in that light gap immediately in front of the bike. So I haven't actually ridden on the trail at night with them yet, so I'm looking forward to that. While we're here, up underneath you see my front camera, and that has and you can adjust the angle of it. I have it adjusted to the angle that I want, and I have it sort of locked in place there. To coincide with that, or to go along with that, we have the rear camera. Again, can be tilted up and down. The camera's here. This little part over right here is actually a solar panel. The front one has a solar panel, but it's hidden underneath the other lights, so it doesn't work as well. They also have USB charging, and usually after 2 or 3 rides, or after a ride, if I'm using them all day a lot, I throw them on a USB power bank in the garage, or a USB charger, and good to go. So that's about it for new stuff. I'm going to offload and run the machine up in the garage, and then I'll just go over some of the other stuff and give you my sort of overview and thoughts. Back to the inside for a second. I do have this bag in the middle. You can buy the one from CanAm. This is actually a bicycle bag, the kind you would see to go on a if you had a bicycle with a rear rack. It's got some zipper pockets in here, pretty big pocket inside here, probably more useful honestly than the CanAm bag, more functionality at least, equal to or bigger cargo, fits perfectly between the seats. The zippers are the sealed kind, and they're meant to go outdoors on a bicycle rack, so I'm assuming it is waterproof. I wash this machine off with a pressure washer, and I hose it off on the inside, the bag included, and I haven't got anything gotten wet in there, so I assume it's waterproof. Another little cosmetic thing there. Got this sort of little rubber spongy pad. That's the kind of stuff that you would see on surfboards, paddle boards, that sort of thing. I just took some paper, cut a shape that fit the space on this machine, and transferred that over to the fabric here, or whatever you want to call that. Cut it out, stuck it on. Seems to work pretty good. These little things here, there's 2 up here. This one, basically they're there. I have hard upper doors, and I take them off in the summertime. When you buy them originally, you had to take this door skin off, because the screws would go in through here, through the windshield. The window would be here and out. You take this off, and then you put the nuts on the inside of it. Kind of a pain in the ass when you're taking it off, putting it on. So I got some NUT-CERTS, RIVNUTS, whatever you want to call them, and installed them, drilled the holes into the plastic on the inside the doors. Well, these 2 are already there, but these all had to be drilled, and put the NUT-CERTS in there, and now I can take the upper doors off and put them back on, all from the inside, within, let's say, 10 minutes for both doors off and stored away, which is kind of nice, and that makes it much more convenient, so I'm happy with that. Without doing the install, which literally is just putting these up on the inside, and the bolts that I shown previously bolt out through here into the door, which would sit right there. And so these are my upper hard doors. They have a weather seal around them, like so. They have vents that open on the side. There's a little bit of air in, not a big lot, but a little bit. They are quite heavy. Don't know what the weight is on them exactly, but they are quite heavy. They do put some weight on your doors. I had to do an adjustment on the hinges to make them close properly, but there you go. One more item to the list of upgrades and additions. Some older stuff. I mean, the roof has been on. That's a CanAm roof. I still like the style of it. Still like the style better than most other ones I've seen. CanAm pivoting rack. I've talked about that. I'm sure if you search that on YouTube, there's tons of good videos on that. It's a really nice rack. It works really well. Kind of pricey, but once you clamp these things on here, it's well, they're actually link mounts as well, but just 2 clips, you know, and it pivots up like so. It locks with this little yellow thing here. So in order to get this to come down, you have to use 2 hands. Pull this in, and then you can pull down the rack, but it works well. I have, this is my 3rd fire extinguisher mount. I've broken 3 of them now, so I have to get a new one for there, and probably transfer this from here to inside there where it's safer and not going to get broken. This is your CanAm trunk cover. It's not actually a trunk, it's just the top half. As you can see, it goes along here, it screws into the top. Had a couple slots up here where you could put the link mounts. This has been on the bike for, oh, at least 4,000 kilometers, maybe 5,000 kilometers, and I haven't had any issues with it. Keeps all my stuff, and I keep tons of stuff spare built. The old handy dandy Amazon chainsaw, which has gotten outside of some jams a few times. A couple of tool bags, which are chock full of tools. Some other spares and stuff in here, and clothes, rain gear. This is, in my opinion, still one of the nicest looking, probably one of the more functional box cover solutions for the CanAm Maverick trail and sport machines. You don't lose any trunk space. You get the extra from the extra height there. I wouldn't say it's waterproof, but you know, I had to spray pressure washer along the seams before I beat any water. Even then, it's not a huge lot. As you can see, you do get some dust in there, so that's why I have, you know, stuff in bags. This thing is got struts on it that holds it up in place, which is kind of nice. It's my little sport thing that I got somewheres. I've decided to stick it on just because. This rack also comes with, actually I have it right here, this little contraption here, which is a ratchet 3-point mount, which goes here, here, up around your tire, and here, and then you ratchet down your spare tire. And I was using it like that for the longest while, but when we did our Newfoundland trip, I wanted the rack up here for more cargo. I have a cargo box that I put up there, and I ended up going and buying, it's kind of hard to see it with all the mount there for my rear camera and for the bungees, but this is the CanAm rear spare tire carrier. My machine is the XRC, so it came with this bumper on it. This particular one, you can get them that don't work with these, but this one here is meant to work with the stock rear bumper. So that lets me carry this tire on the back. That's an Arturo Trail, what's it, Trail Blade tire, and a System 3 rim. Looks like it's got bolts on here, but these are just cosmetic. So it's just a standard rim. They have a horn on this thing that I installed quite a while ago. Nothing really to see there, just a button down here, pretty loud, and just a button there for my windshield washer. It's off right now, up when it's on, up again and hold, and the sprayer will stay on as long as you hold the button. Whew, running out of things. What else do we have on this thing? Lots of little things that you do. This is another thing that I use. I have 2 of these actually, not the bag. This, if you want a little extra cushion in your seat, and also raises you up maybe a ½ inch when you sit on it. If you got a fat ass like mine that compresses it some. What it is a seat for a kayak, and nice cushion. It's got a plastic sort of hexagon pattern on the inside that's I'll call it polyurethane or something along that line. So all waterproof. You can get that as dirty as you want, just take it and hose it, and you're good to go. I actually have 2 of them, one for me, one for the wife. So on the top you have this nice smooth fabric. You can sort of see possibly the print of it in there. On the bottom you have these little plastic, rubber, whatever they are, dots that actually keep it, you know, somewhat firm to the seat, so it's not like sliding all around. It's not a weird feeling when you're sitting on it, which is kind of cool. And I like them. Waterproof. They're pretty cheap. If you want a little bit extra height, you want a little bit extra cushion in your seats, I recommend them. Down here, I just used a switch that came with my 2 pod lights, and as you can see, ooh, they are bright. When they're off, look at, they are crazy bright. Everything that's on this machine, lights, the USB mounts, stereo up here, the wiper system, the camera system, all the switches, mirrors, windows, everything. I've done all the work myself. I like to tinker. I'm mechanically inclined. I have a background in electronics, so I understand wiring and the electronic system, so I have no problem with that. Can't really show you up and underneath, but don't think the camera will pick it up. I will try anyway. All the wiring up there is pretty tidy. I could do a better job, but it is pretty tidy. Everything's fused and relayed as needed, sort of thing. And so yeah, these were on the last time I did a review on this thing. These are the VIP Air fenders. I did break one, but to be fair, I caught that in a I mean, you can see where I bent it here as well. I caught that in a really bad tree that wasn't going anywhere, and it sort of cracked it. But they've taken 6,000 kilometers of abuse, and have no complaints with them. From what I understand, they don't offer them anymore. So the closest thing to them will be the Mud Busters. So if you're looking for something like that, that's what you would have to do there. Yeah, that's mostly it on this beast. So, couple things I sort of glossed over or passed by and didn't really mention, even though these two things have been on the side-by-side pretty much since I've owned it, is this glass and aluminum front windshield from bent metal. Have some vents here that open on the inside, and you can just sort of little adjustment knob in there. When you open them up, then you can tighten so they don't rattle and stuff. And in the back, I just have a cheap Lexan rear windshield. It's not the hard coated type stuff, so even with minimal use, you can probably see it's kind of whitish or palish or opaque or whatever, sort of with use and stuff, and lots of scratches on it. So it's a rear windshield to keep dust from sort of going over the cab and back in. The bent metal windshield, I like it. It's been a good windshield, works well. Fairly good price compared to going with, say, a full glass one from CanAm. The rear windshield, yeah, it's in the rear of the machine. You're not really seeing it. I don't have a mirror that I look back through it in any way. If I did have a rear view mirror, or when I did have a rear view mirror, actually, it did, you know, you could see it was kind of messy back there. Front windshield, rear windshield, another couple of upgrades, because these things come with nothing from the factory. Here's my 1 foot LED whip lights. Technically they're 1 foot long from the base right here to the tip, and there's about 7 inches of LEDs. It's too bad you weren't probably like 16 inches, which would make them maybe here. If I get my hand in the shot here, that would give a little bit more light. But anyway, they are in all the glory. They'll do. These, as I mentioned before, I think we'll have eventually I'll have my signal lights set up or hooked up, and the module with these will use them as backup lights and signal lights. These are a little different than other ones that I've had. These got like a white ring around the LEDs that makes them like makes them look like a ring light rather than individual LEDs, which is kind of cool. And they run from here, the app. You can you know, pick colors and stuff from the app, or the little remote control that comes with them, which does the same thing. Anyway, nothing crazy, but if you like gadgets like me, then that's another gadget. My longer whip lights are retired, and never will go on again just because I keep breaking them off in the woods. The short ones should do the trick. Anyway, just another little thing that I've added to the side-by-side, and the ongoing and ever-growing list of additions, modifications, whatever you want to call it. One last upgrade I've done, I guess, or addition, are these rock lights underneath. They're just solid yellow right now, but they are both app controlled and remote controlled, and they will flash different patterns, solid colors, whatever. Again, not an upgrade that's adding real functionality. While they're called rock lights, they really don't light up that well. I just put them on for looks and for fun. Oh well, every time I look at the bike, I find a new upgrade that I missed last time. Anyway, hopefully this is the last one. I gotta say, they are nice looking machines though.